using Fusion to draw this floor lamp from IKEA. It will be done in 3 parts. The first part will be making the base and the upright. The second tutorial will focus just on this bracket here. And then the third and final tutorial will focus on making the lampshade part here. So let's jump straight into Fusion. And the first tutorial is going to cover the taper function on the extrude tool, the dimension tool, the shell, and sweep. So the first thing we're going to do is draw the bottom rim. Then we're going to taper up in our extrusion to create this circular base. So create sketch, we're going to choose the Z plane there, and you need to make sure that you have your 3D sketch unchecked. And we're going to use the center diameter circle. Make sure that you are referencing the center point here. We're going to drag that out, and we know that the base is 345 millimeters. Okay, and you can see that's gone beyond our screen, but if we press the house on our view cube, that will then force it to fit within our window. Now we want to finish the sketch, and we want to extrude this profile up by 10 millimeters. No, let's make that 5 millimeters actually. And then we want to sketch on the top surface that we've just drawn. And again, we're going to use our center circle. Click and drag that out. And the next circle is 335 millimeters. And finish sketch. And now we can come to our extrude tool, and I'm going to just orbit round. We are going to take the inner circle profile and drag that up by 30 millimeters. But we're going to change our taper angle to minus 15. Oops, not 150, minus 15. So if we look at that from the front, you can see that that's got that slope, what we call a taper, which is the same as the original there. Okay, now the original, if we were able to turn that over, we would see that the bottom is hollow. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use the shell option, and we're going to click on that surface, and we're going to put in a value of 1.5. So that represents the thickness of the mild steel that would have been used, which would be about 1.5 millimeters. And we specified there, let me reopen that dialog box. We already specified that was inside thickness. Okay, so next what we need to do is to, whoops-a-daisy, we need to draw the profile here, and we're going to use the sweep command to create this pattern here. First of all, we need to draw the profile, and you can see that that is off-center. So we're going to draw on this surface here, and we're going to use again our center diameter circle. Now you see it's not letting me jump onto that axis precisely. But if I come over to the center point and just hover over it, it now tells me that I'm on that axis or this axis here. So now I'm just going to draw the circle here. That's the profile, and I know that diameter is 25 millimeters. Now you'll see that I've purposefully put that in the wrong place because I want to show you the dimension tool. So I inspect tells you the actual dimensions, but D keyboard shortcut enables you to dimension things, and it constrains the sketches to be a certain dimension. So I want from there to the center point to that center point, I want that to be, I think it's 125 millimeters. In fact, I'm going to put it in 140, which I know is wrong, because I want to show you that if you just double click on that and change it to 135, you can change these. But what you're not able to do is to move that circle now. That is fixed there. Okay, so now we're going to finish that sketch, because we have this profile already, but now we need to create the path that that profile is going to follow. So now we're going to create sketch, and this time we need to make sure our origin's on. We need to choose this work plane here. I think I might have accidentally touched a work plane, so I'm going to Command Z on that. Let's try again. Make sure the origin is on. Sketch. Okay, I knew that I picked up the wrong work plane then because the way it orientated round, it was looking at the wrong orientation or the wrong workplace. Now, there's one thing I need to do, because I'm going to draw the path going straight up here, but I need that path to be going from the center of that circle. And the way I'm going to do that is go to Create, and I'm going to project the geometries of that center circle there into this sketch. What that enables me to do is to now go to my line tool. It allows me to snap to the center of that circle, and I don't think that would be possible if I hadn't projected those geometries. So I'm going to click to start, then I'm going to come to my view cube and look from the front, and I'm going to put in the dimension there of 1540, and I'm going to press enter, and we'll go to the top there, and I'm going to press L, and this time the length is 90 millimeters, and if I press tab it goes over to the degrees, and I know that that's 45 degrees in there. Okay, and if we go back to the original, we can see that there is a curve there, not this angle, so I'm going to put a fillet from there to there under the modify drop down menu. I'm going to click those two lines, and for this I'm just going to eyeball it, and that's a nice gentle curve there. Okay, so all that remains of this tutorial is for me to use the sweep command. So we've already done taper, dimension tool, and shell. So if we come to, let's finish this sketch, if we come to the create drop down menu and we choose the sweep command, and we are asking first of all for the profile, and we want this profile here, and it asks us for the path, which is this one here, and then it has created that path there. If we make this curve here too tight, it may say that it's not possible because the profile is, if you like, intersecting into itself, it's crashing into itself. And I think just for simplicity, I'm just going to make that a new body so I can keep that separate. So already quite quickly we've created this part here, and I think maybe this needs to be a little bit longer. Let's see if we can correct that. Modify by using the press pull function, and we need to see if we can select that face there. Yeah, perfect. So that's let us increase the length a little bit more there. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's great. Okay, in the next tutorial we're just going to focus on making this bracket here, but we're going to use the align tool. So we're going to draw that bracket over here somewhere, and then we're going to align it over here, and I'll explain why I've chosen to do it that way in that tutorial.